So it's 6 p.m. in India, which means we can now start the session. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this session. My name is Shanaz, and I manage academic partnerships at upGrad Abroad. And I would like to welcome you to what I believe is going to be a very helpful session for you, since we are going to talk about the opportunities that you have when it comes to studying international business in London. And as you can see, I'm not alone here. Please meet my amazing and very friendly colleagues from St. Mary's University, London. So we have Sean Rees-Jones here, and we have John Correctlis, and I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I tried my best. Sean is the head of partnerships at St. Mary's University, London. And prior to joining this university 7 years ago, she used to work with Royal Holloway, also University of London. Now, altogether, she has more than 18 years of experience working for London-based universities. And so her insights will be very helpful for today's topic. And then we have John here. So he's the program lead and teaches subjects like strategic management and digital strategy. And he has been teaching in the higher education for more than 10 years in both private and public universities in the UK and abroad. So today we will have access to John's as a senior lecturer who has a very holistic understanding of international business. And before I visually hand over the microphone to John and Sean, we have great news because we have today's session to talk, we organized today's session to talk about international business. And we from upGrad Abroad actually collaborated with St. Mary's University for a master's pathway, which essentially means that you will be able to study a part of the coursework here and then complete your degree with St. Mary's University in London on campus. Now, Sean and John, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Shanaz. Sean, would you like to go first?
I will. Thank you, Shanaz. Thank you, John, and hello, everybody. It's very nice to be here. So I'm going to give a brief introduction to St. Mary's, and then John will talk about the academic side of the Masters in International Business Management. So John, if you'd like to progress through the slides. So this is to explain where our location is. We're in southwest London, which is one of the, well, I think it is the best part of London. It's extremely beautiful, extremely safe, very, very green. You can see there, we're very close to Heathrow Airport. So we're only about half an hour away from Heathrow Airport, which is really convenient for our international students. And we're very, very close to the towns of Richmond and Kingston upon Thames. So Richmond and Kingston are both very, very popular shopping towns with all the facilities you could possibly need. Shops, cinemas, bowling, various entertainment and bars and clubs. And then you're only half an hour from central London itself, which obviously you can never be bored of. So yeah, this is our location. John, would you mind moving to the next slide? Thank you. So here you can see behind in the picture, this is the campus. So you can see all the greenery. So even though it's London, it is a very, a very beautiful part of London. We're right next to the River Thames. We're next to two very, very big parks, and our campus itself is situated in Parkland. We have a lovely white Gothic castle on the campus, which you can just see there, the white building in amongst the greenery. We're quite a small university, only 6,000 students, which is a benefit because you get to know people really easily and all of the academics will know you by name. And these students come from 90 countries. So around 80% of our students are British and around 20% are international students. We're very proud to say that we are very focused on teaching, and we have been ranked top 5 in the UK for teaching quality this year in the Good University Guide 2023. And we are also top 5 for student satisfaction according to the Complete University Guide 2022. And there you can see, yeah, these are the distances, the location showing how well connected we are, very close to London Waterloo. which is one of the main London terminals and very, very close to Heathrow Airport as well. We're strong on graduate employment, with 97% of our graduates in employment, vocation or further study within 15 months of graduation, which is something that all UK universities have to be measured on. So that is our statistic, which is a very, very strong statistic. And here you see some photographs of our campus. So it's at the moment we actually have snow, so it doesn't look like this. So the campus is quite white at the moment, looking very, very pretty. But yeah, this is the campus more in the summer months. So you can see it's got a beautiful old building. We also have state-of-the-art modern buildings as well. Everything is in one site, although we do have some sports pitches about 1 kilometre away as well, but otherwise everything is on one site. So you have your classes, the library, the refectory for eating, the bar, the coffee shop, computer labs, everything is together in one site. So it's very convenient for getting around from your classes. We also have a students' union. This is run by students who actually stay on after they graduate to take on professional jobs at the university to run the union for the students. And they look after students' rights, but they also run different clubs and societies as well. So we have over 50 at St Mary's, which is anything from political clubs or debating clubs to a lot of sports clubs. We're a very strong sports university, so you'll find there's a lot of sport going on a Wednesday afternoon on campus at St Mary's. So we have actually got Olympic level facilities. So during the London Olympics a few years ago, we had several international teams staying on the campus at St Mary's. So you could do some celebrity spotting if you were here then. So the standards are very, very, very high. We have an excellent gym, specialist weightlifting equipment. We have a running track, and we have coaching. We have a special elite running group. So if any of you are runners, we offer elite runner training. We have championship teams. We partner with professional clubs, and we also offer physiotherapy, sports injury clinic, a special sports massage clinic, and sports nutrition support as well. So very strong on the sporting side. Accommodation. This is obviously always a big question for our students. So we do have some accommodation on campus for undergraduate students, but because our postgraduate students are more independent, they live in private accommodation. So this can be private halls of residence in nearby towns, which are a short walk or a short bus ride away. They can also live in private houses in a sort of flat share or with a landlord. And some of our students also team up together and they rent a house between them. So we have two really good websites. One is a Facebook group and one is called St Mary's Student Pad. And this is for our students to find accommodation locally. But it's it's very, very well connected. So some of our students walk onto campus and some catch a bus or a train, because we're only about 8 or 9 minutes from the local train station. So these are some of the costs. Really, London, it can be anything between £3,500 to £4,000 to £9,000 for private halls. So it's up to you on your personal budget how much you want to spend. So you can hunt around and you can find some reasonably priced accommodation. Or if your budget is higher, you can choose the higher end of the market and you can go for the slightly more expensive halls of residence. This hall of residence pictured is about 15 or 20 minutes walk from the campus. It has housed postgraduate students at St Mary's in the past. And so this one, as an example, is around £200 per week for an academic year contract. This is another example. This is Hello Student, which is a private hall in Twickenham. Again, only about a 20-minute walk from campus. So this is a typical student room where you get a bed, a study space, and access to a shared kitchen. So for our commuting students who live off campus, we have also established a commuter lounge right in the heart of campus, which has lockers where you can store your bag securely for the day or for a couple of days. It has kitchen facilities such as a microwave and a sink, facilities for you to make a hot coffee or a hot tea, sofas and study areas. It's right next to the refectory, which is our eating hub, and it's about 2 minutes walk from the library. So it's a really, really nice little space for you to go and relax in between classes. So on to some of our student services at St Mary's. I'm currently in the student services building. You can't tell, I just have a white wall behind me, but I'm in a building right in the centre of the campus at the moment, where we have a wellbeing team. So if you're ever struggling, you can come and speak to our wellbeing team. Our accommodation team, who can help you source accommodation for the year when you first arrive, if you haven't already sorted it out, and they can help you over email beforehand. Our registry, they manage your academic record. Our UKVI compliance team, who can give you advice on coming to the UK, the visa you will need, if you want to apply for the graduate visa at the end of your study, if you want to travel around Europe, they can help you with all of that. We have an IT help desk based in the library. We have a fees and finance team who will be there to let you know about fees instalments and how fees can be paid. The Students' Union, I've also mentioned, they are based opposite the wellbeing team on campus. And we also have a learning development and English language support team who can provide some English language support. I can see somebody's got a question. Do we want to take questions now, Shanaz, or wait until the end, or take them in the chat box?
Yes, if you have any questions, please make use of the Q&A box.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. So we will be waiting for a question in the Q&A box, and then we will be addressing them during the session. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, John, next slide. And then finally, for my part, just to say we have an excellent careers service as well. So really take this opportunity up, because they can help you find a part-time job. As an international student, you can work for up to 20 hours a week during your studies. They can help you with your career plan, give you advice on graduate employment schemes, help give you advice on your LinkedIn profile. They can offer practice interviews, psychometric testing, some visa advice, although as I said, we also have the UKVI team, and we in the international office can also offer you advice on further study as well. So I definitely encourage you to take up the opportunity to speak to the careers team. Okay, am I handing over to you now, John?
Yes, you can.
Great.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everyone. Hang on, because my computer seems to crash now. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, but
We cannot see your screen.
yeah, you cannot screen. Yeah, because my computer just crashed. Sorry. I need to find that again.
So maybe meanwhile, Sean, we could maybe, because we are going to address the pathway program that we have, but we have a couple of questions. Maybe you can already address one of them. So there are quite a few questions from learners who are asking about age limits when it comes to starting a program at St. Mary's. Could you maybe help us in addressing this question?
Yes, so I'll explain. So actually for normal applicants, we do have, we don't call it an age limit, but we do have a study gap limit. But because of this special partnership between IMT, Ghaziabad, upGrad and St. Mary's, we actually don't have a set age limit. We just ask that if you are older, if you're 30, if you're 40, that you have been working for the majority of that time. So we can't accept students who have been doing nothing, you know, for 10 or 20 years, but we can accept students who have developed some really strong work experience in that time. So yes, that is fine. We say around 80% of the time should be covered by work experience.
And does that need to be related to the discipline of study, or can it be related to any other field?
It doesn't have to be specifically related to business, but it should be legitimate work experience at a relatively professional level. So yeah, we will use our admissions team judgment on a case-by-case basis, but I can say that we will definitely consider students who have professional work experience for 80% of the study gap.
All right, thank you. And I believe the screen is working again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, and apologies for this. Technology is reliable, but not perfect, obviously, and it tends to fail the wrong moment. Anyways, I'm here to talk to you about the academic program. As Sean mentioned earlier, I'm the subject lead for postgraduate business programs, and I'm responsible for the small operations and the academic side of the program. So the program we're talking about here is called, we call it IBM. It is a master's degree in international business management. And as a business program and the program in management, it covers the core functions of a business and the front end, meaning that we deal with strategy, with marketing, with innovation. We embrace digital business, we embrace sustainability as modern concepts, and we try to communicate knowledge and share with you research around current debates and issues in an effort to make you better professionals. And this takes me to the point where I'd like to explain what you should expect from us and what we offer in our programs. One of the things that you must already picked up from Sean's talk is that you should expect a high quality and top quality teaching and knowledge and support. This has been recognized officially by several entities, but we are proud of this, and we work very hard to achieve this. In general, we're very close to the students, and we try to maintain high quality in an effort to develop the students to independent learners and professionals. There are two aspects here. One is the academic aspect, which has to do with knowledge and ability to think in a critical way and put things in writing, if you like, or express yourselves following some academic standards, but also we focus a lot on the professional development of our people, of our students. And we try to develop you to independent professionals that can make good judgments about their business, but also about their careers. Most of our people who teach in the faculty have experience from the industry. They spent many years in the industry, and they still work in consultancy jobs. The outcome of this is that you will become more and more confident, and you will grow as individuals. You will be responsible for your own development. You will be able to decide what to learn and how to learn. And we do this by providing a very welcoming and supporting community. We have the lecturers, we have the things that you had earlier, we have student unions, we have an international campus in general. And I should also mention that the faculty, the people who teach in the program, are international as well. And as you can very easily say, I'm international lecturer as well. So we really understand what it means to come from a different culture with a completely different educational system and try to do some things in the UK. And we feel that we have very good understanding of this matter, and we support our students the best way and we empower them to achieve their goals and complete their degree. This is what you should expect from us, but there are a couple of things that we expect from the students, and I would like to set the expectations right from the very, very beginning, so everybody's happy. So I mentioned earlier that we develop people to become independent professionals and learners, but there has to be a spark within people. If someone does not want to learn, we cannot force anyone to learn. We can show people how to develop, how to make better decisions, how to become more knowledgeable, but there has to be a commitment. There has to be something from the student side. And this is not only in our program, this is in every program around the world. If you don't want to learn, no one can force you to learn. So we need a minimum level of ability and desire to learn. And this means that we expect people to commit to their studies and become responsible for their own development. We're talking about a master's program here. This is not an undergraduate degree. This is a master's program, and it is an opportunity for everyone, for students to develop professionally and personally. But we expect people to run this process, to be responsible for that. Now, I would like to offer a few details and to explain how things work in our program. So we've got, we recognize 2 academic semesters plus a summer period, which means that you're going to spend 12 months with us here in the UK. And the program has different units that you need to pass and one big dissertation. We talk about modules and one dissertation that you usually do throughout the summer, or a little bit more depending on, or a little bit after summer, depending on when you start the program. We follow the traditional separation of lectures and seminars. Lectures are more theoretical, but we put a lot of emphasis on practical work, and this takes place in seminars, basically. We invite guest lecturers very often. In every module, we have more than 3 or 4 guest lecturers every semester coming in and talking about their job and what's going on in the market and how people can prepare themselves to increase their employability in general. So these things happen in the lectures and in seminars. I must say that there is a point that we need to assess your knowledge and the work you have done, and this is done by several forms of assessments. We have individual assessments and group assessments, presentations, or individual assessments. And again, this is an opportunity. This adds to the development of professionalism I mentioned earlier. In real life, at work, you often work with other people, you get together and you prepare something together. And in fact, as it happens, I believe this experience that most people have, you may need to sit together in a team with people that you don't even like, but this is professionalism. This is professional behavior. And this is something that we build in our program. We have all the infrastructure in place. We've got a virtual learning environment, as we call it. So basically, it is a web page where you find material that the lecturers do and more guidance about how to build your knowledge. We call it a Moodle. And of course, every module has some people who are responsible for it. We have someone who is leading the module, and we call them module conveners. And then we have several lecturers. I would like to go through the content of the program and what you teach, depending on when you start. So I'm going to follow the typical approach here. When people usually start in September, we call this semester 1. This is our academic semester 1. So on the screen, you can see the modules that you can do when you come to us. So the purple one is compulsory. This means that all students need to do that, and the rest of the modules are options. So depending on the professional aspirations and the interests of the students, they can select different modules to complete. This is what happens in the first semester. In the second semester, we've got a similar arrangement with more optional modules, so with digital business, with accounting, if it is something that you find interesting. But the big thing here is that we have the dissertation that we call it independent project. This is a very large module, a heavy module, but it is your opportunity to demonstrate that you have grown as learners, and you have learned what you're supposed to learn. There is a thought element here. You're not alone in this process. We've got teaching around research methods. This is basically a research project. So we have teaching on research methods, and there are supervisors to help you. Now, depending on the start date, the submission dates are different. If you start in September, you need to submit this dissertation by end of August, because this is when your 12-month period expires. And if you start in January, then you can submit the dissertation in December, again, after 12 months. Next, I'd like to offer more details about the content of the teaching and how we run the modules. So basically, I mentioned earlier that we have lecture seminars and group assignments and individual assignments. There's a mix. We are back to face-to-face. Everything happens in person or live, but we have also some options we offer also some online material. This is not to replace the actual lectures and the actual seminars. So we expect people to be in the classroom and attend. I would like to explain to you what a typical week looks like at St. Mary's and in this program. So basically, you have classes. You need to go to the classroom and you need to attend lectures and seminars. And then you have the opportunity to meet with lecturers and personal tutors and discuss matters around your studies, discuss with them matters around your studies. So we call this contact time. And of course, during this week, there's a lot of independent study. This means that you need to learn and study and read and work on the material, and based on the guidance that you receive in the classroom and during your contact time with the lecturers, the module conveners, the supervisors, or the personal tutors. Lastly, I would like to mention what kind of support we have for students. I've already talked about the module conveners and the lecturers. These people are responsible for the academic part, and they look at individual modules, but we also have personal tutors. A personal tutor is someone who you work with, or you are matched with at the beginning of your studies, and they stay with you throughout the 12 months, and they offer some kind of personal support, and they guide you throughout your studies, and they make sure that your experience is according to your expectations. I mentioned supervisors. The dissertation is a big thing, is a big project. So you've got supervisors with experience in research that guide you towards the completion of your project. I believe we mentioned earlier the student support that we have at university level, but within the business school, we've got a dedicated person. We call this person student support officer manager, and Aisha is her name. So Aisha is looking after students and support students with any issues they have. And of course, that was mentioned already, we have career service that is very well connected and can help you preparing for for job interviews, help you with your CVs, show you how to look for job adverts and how to go through this job hunting journey or challenge, I should say. I think I'm going to stop now and probably opening the floor for some questions, right? Or maybe, does anyone have any questions about what we discussed so far?
Well, there seem to be a few questions about the pathway
Okay.
itself. So I would just like to address that.
Yeah, sure. Let me go through the, okay, the first
Yes.
one. Only MSc International Management or other principles, disciplines in management. For now, yes, we're talking about international business management. We have a range of programs at the business school, but this presentation is for this program only. If you have an interest in other programs, please speak to Shinaz, and depending on the interest, maybe we can accelerate things.
Yes, I would just like to add to that. So just to be clear, St. Mary's University has plenty of courses at the undergraduate and postgraduate level, ranging from sports to management and law. Now, the program that we are discussing today is a pathway program facilitated by upGrad Abroad, which essentially means that you will study 11 months online. So you can be in India as part of this program. You can be in India, do your 11-month program online with IMT Ghaziabad.
Hello?
You will then transfer to the on-campus learning with St. Mary's University, and you will get some modules, which is 12 months. So you will have academic.
Shanaz, you're cutting out a bit. Shanaz, you froze. Shanaz?
And you will have some additional modules that you can follow. All
Shanaz,
right.
you froze for quite a while.
I hope this is better.
Yeah, it's better now, but you froze for me. You froze for maybe 1 minute.
All right. So I'll just continue with what I was trying to convey. So you have so St. Mary's, I'm not sure what part was when exactly I froze, but basically St. Mary's University has plenty of programs, and the pathway program that John just addressed, that's a program in collaboration between St. Mary's University and IMT Ghaziabad, where as a learner of the International Business Management Program, MSc, you will first do 11 months with IMT Ghaziabad online, and you will then move to St. Mary's campus for the offline teaching, for the offline learning, and you will get modules waived on the basis of completing your IMT Ghaziabad program. So that bit with St. Mary's is 12 months. So I hope that addresses some of the queries that a couple of attendees have. Now, there are also a couple of questions about scholarships.
Yeah.
Would you be able to talk a bit more about the scholarship options for students?
Yes, we do. We have a £1,000 scholarship. That's the answer. So the fee for this program, if you come through this partnership, is £12,500. But that is only for students who come through this route and they take the online upGrad program first. Otherwise, if you apply directly as a direct student, the fee is, well, it's much higher. I think it's £17,000 or £18,000.
Yes, so if you're interested in this pathway program, you can apply through upGrad for IMT Ghaziabad and then follow with St. Mary's program. If you're interested in studying any of St. Mary's other programs, which they do have quite a lot of actually, of course that stays there, and we can help you with well, with your journey and to search for a course that fits your interest.
Right. Is work experience required? Well, it's always good to have some work experience, but strictly speaking, it is not required, but we would expect people to have an idea what's going on in the business. But in general, yeah, you can, yeah. If you're not sure, please get in touch and we'll clarify it for you if you're eligible to apply.
And it will be required if you have a big study gap.
Yes, sorry, yes, I should have mentioned that. Yes, if you've been out of education, formal education for a while, yes, that would be necessary. What are the job opportunities and respective average salaries after finishing this course? Well, I can tell you about the job opportunities, or in other words, what you can do after that. You can do a number of things. You can work for other people in companies in positions like early career managers, mid managers, depending on your overall experience and your performance. You can also set up your own business. We've got something that they mentioned. We focus also on entrepreneurship and sustainability. I mentioned all this. Many people, many international people go back and take over their family businesses because that is something very common in some parts of the world. And we provide this background to allow you run a family business more efficiently. And of course, then another thing you can do is to continue with your studies and seek further opportunities for higher degrees. That is something else you can do. Now, about the average salaries, I'm afraid I cannot comment the range of sectors, industries, companies. I really cannot comment on that. You need to do your own research on this. But the career service we've got can help you with more specific questions. If you say, for example, I want to work in this sector, how much would I expect to make, or to start with, they can help you with this kind of questions. How long PG student or student visa can stay in UK while searching for job in the UK? You get a visa for the duration of the master plus a little bit more to accommodate receipts and fails and attempts. Then, as far as I'm aware, but things change with the British government every day. As far as I'm aware, on successful completion of the program, you will be eligible to apply for the graduate visa. Again, don't take my answer as the definitive one. This is what's happening at the moment. These things change. We also have an office, some people who work on that. We call it UKVI office. They will be able again to answer all these questions and guide you through the process. What are the other masters available apart from what we have discussed here? Again, at the moment, we're talking about international business management, but in the faculty, we've got finance and accounting, we've got marketing. If you have an interest in that, please speak to us. And again, if there's interest, we might accelerate things, but what we have at the moment is the national business management. Right, study loan funding options. Sean, I don't know if you know anything about that.
We don't offer loans. As I said, we are already, there's a big discount on the full fee for students who apply, especially through this partnership and take the management course online first. And then we do have a £1,000 scholarship on top of that. If you're seeking a loan, you would have to ask Shanaz or the upGrad team for advice on loans in India. For scholarship, the process is that you will automatically be considered when you apply.
Great.
Could you maybe tell us a bit more about what students can expect as a student in London, and how the experience with St. Mary's is maybe going to be different from studying at any other university in London?
Well, academically, I would say that we have this luxury still to be quite close to our students. We're not that big a university, which means that we develop personal relationships, like in the sense that we know students by name, we meet them quite often, and this is not something you get with larger institutions because of practicalities, basically. So this is one thing. The other thing is that we have lecturers from alternative backgrounds, meaning that okay, they have the academic rigor and credibility that we want them to have, but they also bring experience from the industry. For example, we have a lecturer who teaches in this program, who does marketing and research methods, who is a lifelong member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing. He has devoted his whole life in marketing research, and now he teaches with us. And we have several other examples. We've got Trevor Williams, who is a lecturer again in finance and economics, and he's still an economist with Lloyds Bank and the banker in general. So as I said, we've got this alternative background that is not that common, let's say, in more traditional universities. Yeah, I hope this answers your question.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
About now, what it means to be a student in London. Well, there's a wealth of opportunities about what you can do, and yes, basically, you can develop any skills that you wish to develop and you'd like to develop. But I should mention that London being a huge city, although in India you've got much bigger cities, but still London is a huge city and it needs planning. It's very, you need to plan things quite well and in advance, but this can be done quite easily. Do we have anything else?
Yes, and just to add on to that, with studying in London, I mean, London is as the capital, is a very vibrant city. You will be studying in a very international, multicultural environment. And just to add on to what John mentioned a couple of minutes ago about the teaching methods that are used at St. Mary's, you will really get a very grounded, holistic understanding of the discipline that you study. And being in an environment with a lot of international students, international faculty members, you will get to know much more than the discipline of interest. You will get to know about examples of students, examples that students and faculty members mention during lectures. And it's a very interactive session. So it's definitely not a one-way teaching or classroom environment. Students are expected to share their thoughts, to share their perspectives, and have active discussions. And this is definitely a benefit that you will have studying in such an international environment. So this just adds on. It's another benefit to study, regardless of the program that you will study. This is another benefit that you should definitely consider and keep in mind when you're in a very multicultural environment.
Yes.
John, can you say anything about the jobs that students go on to do after the Masters in International Business Management?
Yeah, I think I mentioned what they can do. They can work, yes, in companies. They can set up their own business, take over family business, they continue their studies, and they can start. They can, with a degree like that, they can work in different departments. They can do marketing, they can do management, obviously, business and management, obviously. Some people may have an interest in management accounting. Yes, there are some modules. They can specialize on that. They can get over and they can go on and do that, basically. Yeah. Now, there's another question about blocked accounts. Any blocked accounts? If yes, how much pounds should we have to have as security deposit.
I'm not sure about
You
blocked
need-
accounts, but
yeah.
we require a deposit of £5,000 for the CAS to get the visa.
Yeah. What should the GMAT score be to study in London? I can't recall now. How much do we need?
Well, we don't require GMAT, but we have a specified
Yes.
grade for the undergraduate 50%, and GPA of 6 for the upGrad online management program, plus IELTS. And if you have a study gap, you need to have work experience for a minimum of around 80% of your study gap.
Yes, thank you, Sean. I believe we've done all the questions, answered all the questions.
Yes.
Now, what's the next step? The next step is to express your interest and apply now. Speak to Shanaz. Now, this is the moment, this is the opportunity. If you need anything, please let us know. We will be more than happy to take questions, answer questions, and to reply via email if you wish us to do so.
Yes, so more information will be available on upGrad Abroad's website very soon. So that is upgradabroad.com. If you have any questions about this program, if you need any assistance when it comes to your admission, please feel free to reach out to us. We will be live on our website very soon.
I would also just recommend that people apply early. And this is whether you're applying for St. Mary's or another UK university, because it's very, very crowded at the moment. It's very popular to come and study in the UK at the moment. And so a lot of courses are getting full up. So I would advise students to apply as early as they can and not leave it to the last minute, because yeah, spaces do get full up.
Yes.
Right.
We have one more question about the intake capacity.
What's the intake capacity? Well, I think, Shanaz, this depends more on you, but we have we can facilitate a good number of students. Basically, it depends on these applications and all that. But I would say, I didn't mention. I should have mentioned that at the moment we've got around 100-something students in the program. And yes, we can accept very easily 20, 30 or more from you, but this depends on some other factors like the availability of visa, sponsorship and all that. Yeah, but well, this takes me back to what Sean said earlier. Applying early is very crucial in the whole process. As you know, there are some steps that do not really depend on us, and this has to do a lot with the visa applications. And we experienced some delays here in the UK the last year, even this semester. So yes, applying early is very useful and smart move for everyone, I would say. Yeah.
Yes.
How did an MBA degree help in the pharmaceutical sector? Well, you need to take this question elsewhere. But I can tell you how an MSc in business management can help the pharmaceutical sector. The answer is, come to the program and you'll find out, because it's not that simple to explain all that. What is low-cost certificate scholarship for Sheffield? Okay.
Yeah, there is only one scholarship, as Sean just mentioned, and you'll be automatically considered for that. That's the only scholarship that university has.
Yes.
And if you study as part of the Pathway program, IMT Ghaziabad, St. Mary's University, the tuition fees will already be on the lower side. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I hope that answers the question that one of the attendees proposed. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we are there to help you. And since there are no other questions, I believe we can end this session. So, of course, I would like to thank Sean and John for their great insights. And thank you for the attendees for being here, and let's stay in touch.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, how did we do? Was all right, yeah?
Has it finished?
Is anyone in? Yeah,
I'm
there
not
are
sure.
19 people, yeah.
No.
See you. Bye-bye.